Dr. Tamika Jacques here, empowering your career for success. Hey, listen, I want to read to you a little piece in my book, A Brown Girl's Guide to Employment and Networking, and this is for anyone. I want to share my story. One of the jobs in my career, I was in charge of keeping a large group of stakeholders together. I would send a minimum of 2 to 3 emails on a weekly basis to all the stakeholders. And when I say stakeholders, over 60 people. On probably what was my 9th email of the month, there was an important message I needed to send regarding next steps and important announcements with instructions. I took my time in sending the email as it was a lengthy email. I reviewed it several times and hit send. 10 minutes later, I received a response from one member of the group. Black woman to black woman. Yes, she did, y'all. She said black woman to black woman. You need to do better with your emails. You had one spelling error in your email to everyone, and you just have to do better. I was devastated. I read the whole email back to myself several times. Here I was at this point in my career, my early career, never have had a mentor that looked like me, never had a boss that looked like me. And the email started with black woman to black woman. I felt so small after reading this email because I was trying my best to shine in all parts of my job. Those comments hurt. They stung, and I felt ashamed that one spelling error had made another black woman shame me. I also had to keep the devastating email to myself as, how do you explain this to your Caucasian colleagues, the statement, black woman to black woman, right? No one else in the office looked like me. So how do you even begin to have those conversations with others, especially if you were raised like me? You probably heard from your parents. You will always have to step your game up in any job you work at. Everything you do just has to be better because of your skin color. It's just the facts that us brown-skinned ladies go through. A few days later, after I received the toxic email, she did call me back and she was sorry. Her excuse, she was sleep deprived from having a new baby and didn't know why she was so angry that I had one spelling error in my email. I did thank her for calling to apologize, and honestly, I felt like the apology was genuine. However, it took me some time. Now imagine if that email started a little differently because she was a black woman. Imagine if she wrote to me instead and said, Tamika, there was a spelling error in your email. I see you are young in your career, so let's see how we can ensure there are no errors in your emails when you have to send to the group. Let me give you some advice based on how I've had to deal with this in my career. Then she could have taken me under her wing or coached me through her career journey. Okay, the whole experience made my confidence level go down when sending emails and presenting in front of others. It was about a few months before I gained my confidence back. But even though someone apologizes to you, it can linger in your soul. But it's important to remember that, yes, we all make mistakes and we have to figure out a way to go on because, listen, we all are qualified to be where we need to be. Remember that. You were hired for a reason and you were put in that position for a reason. You are there to solve a problem. And at that moment of the story that I just shared, man, it really attacked my confidence. But think of this. What if I had sent her an angry email? Who knows? I might have been fired from my job. Imagine if I sent her an email that said, hey, who do you think you are? And, going at it. I don't know what could have happened. But in that moment, my confidence level, yes, went down. But it's important to remember that you're in that position for a reason. They hired you. All right. Have a good day. Bye-bye.